there's a couple other things that I just want to point out. So you can right click on a keyframe and say delete or copy. So let's copy this keyframe. Copy. And then let's go to frame 15, delete this keyframe, and then paste our other one. So you see how it kind of messed up the curve? Because it's also copying the tangent, the handle kind of angle, like these are handles again. It's also copying the angle, so you have to be careful in making sure that this also looks good. So now when we play it, that looks fine. And you can play it over here also. You can step forward for keys. I have a hotkey for this. You can go to the start of the playback range. You can go to the end. You can just go by frame. Clicking over here, I also have hotkey for that. And you can look at your hotkeys in settings, preferences, and then hotkey editor. I'm not going to go over it in this class because the Maya hotkeys are fine. So one more thing that I did want to go over. So you see this little menu at the bottom? We're not going to concern ourselves with a bunch of this stuff. We're really just going to concern ourselves with this, which is a tween machine. This, which is our reset tool. So if you have your ball on this frame in this position and you want it to go to 0, but let's say you have a lot of data. Let's say you have like this on -4, this on -10, this on -15.6543. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is press this, and this will reset the position on the things you selected. So I'll select the translations, and this will reset it. And it'll zero it out. So it'll reset the position on any object you select if it has a keyframe or if it doesn't have a keyframe. So if I delete all my keyframes, delete selected, and I go all the way over here, and I rotate it, and I scale it, it has all these values. If I go back here, and I do this, it resets those values, which is very useful. So I'm going to set a key on 1 and a key on 12. Let's do 24. Key on 24. And then again, I'm going to move this to the left. Let's do -26, just so it's a whole number. So now we have this curve. So this curve isn't amazing. What this curve is doing is that it's relatively easing in and out, which is the very basic of the basic interpolation Maya can do. Maya is going to do this, and it's a computer. It's going to tell you, this is basically the best I can do. And it's up to you, the artist, to make it do what you want it to do. This is a tool. The program isn't telling you what to do. You are telling the program what you want it to do. So remember how I was kind of setting keys over here, and I was moving them up? So this machine, tween machine, represents the previous key. So if I press this, it makes this frame identical to the previous key that you have. And this one over here is representative of this key, and it'll make it identical to the key on that side. So make sure you have your key selected and press this, and it'll go this way. I just forgot to add also that this is called ATools. I will post a link to this. It's a free tool, completely free to use, and you can just drag and drop it into your Maya scene. So these are indicative of the key before and the key after. If you go the middle, this is indicative of the very middle of these two keys. If you go over here, this is leaning towards your left key. So this can create a really nice ease out. If you go this way, it creates a really nice ease in. And it creates something really fast. If you go over here, it's the same thing but the other side. Let's say I want to ease it out even more. So I press this one and it's inching even further this way. So now it's easing out even more. And what the outer ones are is it overshoots, which is an animation principle. But what an overshoot is that it goes beyond what is intended. So if this is your previous key, I went over here and I pressed this, so now it's beyond this key. And this is even more so beyond it. This is less, and that's the previous key. I use Tween Machine a lot. How powerful a Tween Machine is up to you, because I use it every time I animate. You don't have to, you can mess with the curves on your own, but it's very, very easy to get this like very quickly. So I'll go here and I'll click off, it'll create a key. So now I created a really nice ease in and out very, 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 very quickly. You can also kind of move these keys around in space and it'll affect, again, your viewport. So, and I'm going to move them even more. So now it's fast in the middle, and then now it's holding kind of at the end. So that means we can bring this back. And now we can even overshoot it. So I'm going to place a key here. I pressed S. And I'm going to overshoot this key. And now it'll overshoot and come back. And this gives us a really natural feeling because we don't always ease in and out so easily like that. We kind of just like overshoot and come back, which can be really helpful. And I'm going to demonstrate this a lot more when we do our ball bounce.
So with that, we kind of know what to do and how to animate in Maya fundamentally. And the next lesson, I'm going to be going over how to do a ball bounce. This is very, very important because this is the fundamentals of the principles of animation. And I don't think I've met anyone who hasn't done this. So we're going to go over it.